Hello, I'm Todd from UK Radiators.
Hi, Todd.
In the last videos, I've showed you how to unpackage radiators, hang them, pipe them up, and now we're going to do the fun bit.
Fingers crossed.
And that's fill the system with water. Now, all different systems have different ways of filling them. The majority in the UK now are running on a sealed system, which means it's filled by mains water coming out of the ground into a system. And I always like to use the analogy of like a car tyre. So you know where you sort of apply air to your tyre, you fill it up, and then you take the air out. It's exactly the same with a sealed system, except you're filling it with water. So imagine that you're going to fill it up, you're going to watch the pressure increase. We don't want it going too far. Let me touch on that.
Go ahead.
Every sealed system has something like a filling loop like this one. That's off. So it's going to look like a little braided hose like this. And this is from the mains water into your heating system. This is what I've been doing here. Some systems, obviously an open vented system, a gravity system, they have a little tank in the loft. It's a little bit more tricky. It sort of fills it automatically from a tank, but you're bound to get airlocks and stuff like that. So personally, if you're a customer that's trying to have a go at that, I would just get a heating engineer around, because you're going to fall into all sorts of troubles with an open vented system. It's not easy to solve if you get airlocks and stuff like that. So consult that.
Well, it's better safe than sorry.
For something like a sealed system with a pressure gauge, it's quite simple. So I'll show you that now. First of all, what you want to do, you want to open up one valve, which is just basically the one that goes into the heating system here. You can see the water will just travel through straight into here. And then we want to open up the other side. So as you do that, the water will start running through, and you basically keep an eye on this pressure gauge and watch that increase. Now, as you can see here, the little red needle is just an indicator to show customers whereabouts roughly you want that system. Now, most systems will run anything between 0.8 right up to like 2.5. Anything past or below that you don't want. If it goes past 3 bar, this is going to open up. Your boiler PRV is going to open up. It's going to shoot out. So you need to keep an eye on this. It's like I said with the car tyre. It's like keeping air on the tyre. It's going to explode. Luckily, they don't explode. They have these safety devices, so the water can escape, but we don't want that. We want to keep an eye on it. So we can watch that slowly fill up. And to be honest, in between 0.8 and 2.5 is roughly where this is, because as the heating system goes, it will sort of fluctuate. It sort of cools down and expands. It moves around. So anything from 1.5 bar to 1.8, something like that. Don't get too pedantic about it. Just fill it up and keep an eye on that. Now, as you know, this main system's very slow here. You can use this time to go round and check for leaks. So let's go round and do that. I know it's fine because I come and checked it before.
Shocking.
That's filling your system. So, like I said, we're going to keep an eye on it. See, this main's so slow, it's hard. This mains was so slow, I had to fit a power tank, which is the big blue tank behind there. Essentially that fills up with water and then pumps it back into the system. So we're just going to keep an eye on that. And obviously what you can do then is you can turn that off. Once obviously it's built up to enough pressure, you can turn that off so you're not worried about it. And then you can go and vent your radiators. So this is how you bleed or vent your radiators. It's showtime. What's happened when you're filling your radiator up with water is coming through the pipework here, and the water start to build up slowly across the bottom of the rad. And obviously because there's trapped air in there, what happens is it sort of slowly fills up and starts to pressurize this air inside the radiator, because it's got nowhere to go. It's filling up and there's nowhere for this air to go, so we need to get rid of the air. On here you have 2 plugs. You'll have your vent, which looks something like that. On this side you have your plug. So obviously that's just plugged off. So you want this side. Now what you want to do is get a rad key, something like that. Go in here and just very carefully open it up. Now by opening it up, that water is slowly going to be filling up, and eventually it's going to pour out of there. A couple of tips, obviously a bit of kitchen roll over there is good. This one, annoyingly, the vent's facing upwards, but if it's facing downwards, I get something like a little screw box, you can see here, and I'll just place that under there. And then all the water will run in there. We're just going to watch that slowly fill up. Now, obviously I've got that open all the way. With some rads that are quite small, you just want to crack it a little bit like that, and that will just that will just slowly bring the water up nice and controlled. Because if you open up all the way, what happens, the water will just fill up really quick on this side of the radiator and just shoot out, and you'll think it's full up, but it's not. There's loads of air left. You want to do it nice and controlled.
Easy does it.
Because this radiator is a monster, it's a big 4-column radiator, I'm going to try and get out as much air as I can, as quickly as I can. Another thing to mention when venting your radiators, when you're filling a system, you kind of want to fill it from the bottom and work your way up. Almost like you're filling a bucket up. So you're going to start filling it up from the bottom, but instead of a bucket, it's radiators. So we want to vent all the lowest radiators first. You do it in high order. If you've got any vertical radiators, then you do them afterwards, and then you'll move upstairs and do the upper floor. And then if there's another floor after that, you work your way from the bottom up when venting your radiators. When you're draining down a system, it's the same, but instead you open the top vents first, and then the water will slowly drain all the way out to the bottom. Thought I'd mention that.
Thank you for the helpful tip.
Right, let's get venting, shall we? So, as you can see, that's all filled up.
Perfect.
Nice. It's just over the red needle, not too bothered about that. So it's just under 2 bar there. I've turned my filling loop off. That's absolutely essential. We're going to remove that afterwards. Get rid of this flex bit, that's what that's for. And now we're going to heat up the radiators, and I'm going to show you how to balance your radiator system. And remember, if you like the video,
Big fan.
give it a little thumbs up and subscribe to the channel.
Join us.